Okay. Deadlock sunset lineups. So there's 2 for mid that will clear top of mid. You want to line up this edge of the beam with the kind of edge of this 3rd rail. So put yourself right here. You can actually do this at the very start of the game. And there are these kind of 2, this line going across this beam. It might be hard to see on the recording, but you want to put your crosshair to the right of that line. And then just do a jump throw. Kind of right after the zenith, or at the zenith, is when you want to throw the net.
No escape.
And that will clear top mid. Oh, messed that one up.
30 seconds left.
Forgot to pause the time.
Throwing net.
It's actually pretty consistent when you practice it.
No escape.
Yeah, definitely after the zenith is when you want to throw it.
Throwing net.
Just like slightly right after.
No escape. No escape.
There's also a lineup right here. This one is much easier. You want to, so there's the dot above the lob icon. You want to put that dot between these 2 flowers right here. And then just chuck it.
Throwing net.
And it will cover top mid. Those grab nuts were kind of the easier ones on this map. This map definitely has some trickier lineups to hit. So you want to put yourself between these 2 doors, and there's this the red and green flag. I'm gonna put your crosshair between there, and you want to jump and kind of like and then throw it at the zenith, if possible. Worst case, this misses. It could also only cover half of the area, or it could cover all of it, which is what we're going for.
No escape.
So that one didn't cover all of it, unfortunately.
No escape. Throwing net.
Yep, and that's gonna cover all of it. So ideally you want to hit that grenade, but as you saw, it is pretty tricky unless you practice it.
Throwing net.
This is definitely after the zenith, but
no escape.
You can't wait too long.
No escape.
I think that misses. Oh, I also have my crosshair off.
Throwing net. Throwing net.
Oh, and that missed, but most of the time you can hit it pretty consistently as long as you practice it. For here, you can, after you plant, like say you plant over here or maybe in this corner, you haven't walled anything yet. You can line yourself up between these 2 boxes, and there's a there's kind of that dot underneath your health and armor, the very kind of left bolded part of that line underneath the armor. You want to line that up with the kind of this corner of this shape, and just chuck it.
Blocking
No
movement.
This will put up a very consistent wall that they won't be able to get through. If you do it right, if they try to get through here, it'll just make a loud sound, so you know they're there, which is very nice. If you can deceive people into running into your wall, that gives you information that they're there. And then most of these lineups are for attack, because Deadlock on defense doesn't really need lineups most of the time, but there is one here you can do. This also is the jump one, and it's a little tricky, but you want to take your grav net has these different kind of like X's all across it. So there's the top X in the grav net. You want to line it up right at this corner here. So right here. And then do a jump. And at the zenith throw.
No escape.
And if I did that correctly, that will cover. That one was actually a little.
Throwing net.
But it should cover this area when you retake, like that. And then if you're hitting B, there aren't any great lineups, especially because there's a flat ceiling, so you can't throw through that. But when you have planted, like if you planted here, if you want to cover a rotation from here to here, you can just kind of peek out a little bit very quickly, aim right at this corner, and then just do a jump throw. This jump doesn't have to be anything specific, and it will wall off any rotations from there. And finally, I saved this for last because this lineup is super hard. It's not the most useful. It's not useless, but I think given the difficulty, it's useless. But if you pull it off, it's pretty cool. So you want to line up. There's the throw and lob icons, and then there's an arrow underneath those icons. Take the arrow and kind of line it up right at the corner of this rectangle, and just ever so slightly to the right. Once you've done that, you want to jump and throw at the zenith.
Throwing net.
And I did that wrong.
No escape.
This one is so hard. Slightly adjusting.
Throwing net.
No.
No escape. No escape. Throwing net.
Can I hit it?
Throwing net. No escape. No escape. Throwing net.
There it is.
No escape.
Oh, I moved my crosshair, but hopefully that does it. There it is. Covers. That one looks like it only covers. Usually it covers all of this area, but super hard. You are throwing it through a sliver in here and straight in through this roof to land right here. It's very difficult, but very, very cool if you can pull it off. And those are Deadlock Sunset lineups.